Oh yes, that is cool. So what have we got here? This is a watch which is coming very soon on Kickstarter. It's a brand new release. It's absolutely bonkers, and I'm excited to share this with you. I've been lent this watch. It's a prototype from Taib, the creator, a British man, owner of Radcliffe watches. I've reviewed a couple of their watches before, and I love their individual design and their quirkiness. And when Taib said, do you want to have a look at another one, I saw pictures of this watch and I was like, hell yeah, that looks bonkers. I just want to see more, and I want to share that with you guys because it's so incredibly different. So there's a bit of information overload in this video, but that's why you're here, I presume. So if you want to know more, stick with me. I'm gonna get my gloves on and let's get down to it. So what's it called? First of all, it is the Radcliffe Le Dome. And Le Dome, you can understand what dome is relating to, and that is this dome design. Domed crystal, domed inner dials here, which you've got here, which is really, really clever. It's really a lot of reflection going on here, and that is the main first criticism I'm just going to get out of the way. Is this is a prototype, so bear with us. This is a very, very heavily domed bit of sapphire without any AR coating that I can speak of, and it's really hard to photograph actually. There'll be outdoor shots throughout this, and you can see there's a lot of glare that goes on. So my first thing I would suggest as an upgrade to this watch, if possible, would be as much AR coating as you can get away with, so you can really appreciate that dial and those incredible subdials hidden underneath this incredible bit of sapphire. Kickstarter campaign 4th to the 11th of May 2023, and the price will be for 24 hours fixed at 350, and that's what I've been told. So that sounds like a lot for a micro brand watch, but bear this in mind. It's got some very unique features, some custom features in fact. The movement in here is an NH38 with a custom regulator module which allows for these subdials here to function and show the time. And that is something which isn't cheap to make, and nor is a 6mm thick bit of double dome sapphire, which is quite incredible. And that's domed to allow for those domed dials on the inside here. And the thing I'm going to show you which is really unique is, I'm going to pull the crown out and just check out how crazy this looks as you set the time. It just looks incredible. It's so space age, so different, and the way you read it effectively is the top one is your hours, and there's a little arrow with an H on it, beautifully machined little piece of metal there, and the same here, an M for the minutes. So as you can see, when you hit the 60, you're at 10 o'clock. Open heart design, so you can see that balance wheel ticking away in there. And it may very well be an extra little charge for this custom rotor, which is beautiful, the gear shade design on there, but slightly beside the point, because what we've got here is the open heart part, which you can see through here, and this domed cage part on the inside, which is working with this domed effect you get with these pieces here. These are custom CNC machined with copper plating, and they are loaded with superluminova, Swiss superluminova. And then the dial, this is the blue version, again a gear shape pattern, and this colour, Taib told me something very interesting about this. Taib's from Oxford, it's an Oxford design watch. This is Oxford blue, and this is the official colour for the university there, the world famous Oxford University. Again, another nice little USP, nice detail, clever little touch. And this kind of design is so clever because it's different, but once your eyes tune into it, you can read the time. It's a really fun way of having something just different. It's a piece of art on your wrist. This looks like, for me, when Taib showed me the pictures, I said this looks like high-end horology at an affordable price because of these quirky features you get and the beautiful intricate dial design. These are things you don't normally get at this price point, and I think that's why it's unique enough for you to consider this as part of your collection if you want something really unique. Now, he said as well, just bear in mind the finishing of this is not going to be up to the same standards that the production models will be, because they are renowned for being extremely good, and even prototypes are very good, but there's a few little bits here and there. The only criticism I'd say, if it's possible, would be to make this crown a little bit easier to pull out and operate, and then the domed sapphire to have some AR on it, because the more dome you have on sapphire without AR, it just plays with the light so much, it ends up just being almost, as you can see, all the glare from my studio lighting is just making it quite hard to read here. So I'll just give you an idea. I'll turn the lights off. You get a totally different perspective now, and I just love that superluminova, even the different colour for the hour and the minute little arrows on there. So what's the specification? Case size is 40mm, lug to lug's 48. The height, we're going to need my good old friend Minch. If you haven't seen this for a while, it's good to get Minch out. Including the crystal, this watch is 15.6, which isn't actually that bad considering how thick that crystal is. And it looks good because the case element isn't that thick. The case, I would say, it's only about 10.6. So you're adding a lot of proportion to the overall thickness of this watch with the crystal. Now, a big old thick bit of crystal, what's it going to impact on the weight of this? And my good friend Gipas will assist. And what's this going to weigh on the leather strap? They'll all come with a leather strap. He's working on potentially being an integrated design rubber strap version, but I don't think personally there's any point because it's only 30 meters splash resistance. 78 grams, it's a light watch. And it will come with quick release premium leather straps as well. I'm not sure about colour variations other than this Oxford blue at the moment, but again, check the link out for the pre-order. Everything you'll need to know will be on there, any updates, any extra details, costs, etc. For this to be a successful campaign, obviously it needs enough funding. But I think with people like me making videos and just showing you this kind of crazy watch, is there anything else out there you can think of that's got the unique selling points that this watch has for less than £500? I don't think there's much, to be honest with you. It's a wearable size, so 40mm case size is great. Wears comfortably, sits nice and tight to the wrist, and then that dome really just gives it some presence on the wrist without it feeling too heavy. And there is some laser etching going on the sapphire crystal. That's being debated strongly if it's going to have any at all, and if it does, it may only have a little bit here on the bottom left. I think it adds a bit too much. There's a bit too much going on with the crystal having etching on there. It can, in some lights, look like it's just got scratches on it. I think it'd be better to invest the money in getting some AR coating on this rather than having it etched at all. But that's just my opinion. I like the extra little details on the case as well. Just this little groove on the side of the design here just helps break it up a bit. Would be nice to have a signed crown at this sort of price. Simple exhibition case back. It's nice to see this movement, but it's not exactly a stunning movement in standard form. But what does lift it is if it could come with this custom rotor, that really lifts it up a bit with this signature gear shade design on here. Very attractive. Really something you can just treasure and look at as an affordable piece of art. So there's your introduction to this beauty. If you agree with me on this kind of watch being something unique to add to the collection, it's fun, it's different, something you've never seen before, do click on the link. I'm not being paid at all for this video. This isn't sponsored. It's just me sharing a British design watch that's very different, fun and interesting, and it's right up my street. 4th to the 11th of May, if you really want to support this as a project which can go live, let's get these fun kind of projects out in the market. We've got to support this kind of horology. Thanks so much for watching my introduction to this watch. If you want to check out any of my other reviews I've done of Radcliffe's or any other pieces I've checked out, do subscribe. It'd be hugely appreciated, and check out all the other videos I've done. I'll keep you busy for some time. But thanks again so much for watching, guys. And it's good to have introduced Minch and Gipas back into the equation. See you in the next one. Bye for now.